Hey YouTube, how's it going on this Tuesday afternoon, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world? And today is another theory video. Today we're gonna do a Harry Potter what if. Now, I like to base mine off of the movies because I consider both the movies and the books canon. I know a lot of people consider the movies not canon because it goes against J.K. Rowling's writing. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this because people prefer the books, but me personally, nothing against the books or anything, but I like the movies and I actually count them as canon. They're canon to me because it's the same story. I mean, Harry still defeats Voldemort. Harry still has to die to defeat Voldemort. So the movies are still canon because the same concept, the same things happen. Because the fact of the matter is, Harry still defeats Voldemort by the end of the series. So I'm counting the movies as canon. You can disagree with me in the comments. I don't care. But that out of the way, I am going to go with my theory now. The theory is, I gotta think of it. What if it, you know, okay. The theory is, what if, my theory is, what if, my theory is, what if Dobby didn't try to warn Harry about not going to Hogwarts in the Chamber of Secrets? What would happen? Because that we know as an audience that the reason that Dobby we know the reason that Harry hasn't been receiving letters back from his friends was because Dobby was hiding the letters from him because Dobby didn't want Harry to go to school because he was afraid that Harry was gonna get killed by whatever was happening. So let's say, and it's all because, so theoretically, Dobby kept Harry from messaging his friends because he thought by doing so he was doing the right thing. He thought he was doing what was best for Harry. And in short, he cared about Harry's well-being so much that he went through all the lengths to make sure Harry's letters weren't going to be sent back to Harry as a response because he didn't want Harry to go to school for his own safety. So let's say, hypothetically, Dobby didn't do this. Well, there has, because I feel that Dobby cares enough about Harry to do this, he's not gonna just not do that. So there has to be something that happens to cause Dobby to not hide the letters, to not warn Harry. So I think a lot of factors would have to come to play into this place. I don't think it would change much because I think the events would still happen. But the only difference is Dobby would not be in the picture, and Dobby not being in the picture would only change small aspects of the story. Okay, so let's say for some reason Dobby doesn't hear anything about the plot to reopen the Chamber of Secrets. Well, because he doesn't hear anything about the plot, he is no longer he doesn't feel as obligated to protect Harry as he does in the original timeline. Because the reason that Dobby seeks to protect Harry in the original timeline is because he hears the plot of someone trying to reopen the chamber. But in our story, he doesn't hear about the plot. So now he's not, as even though he cares about Harry's safety, because he doesn't hear about the plot, he's not gonna go out of his way to keep Harry from going. Now, what this opens up for is it allows the beginning of the Chamber of Secrets to happen differently. One thing that I think that would happen differently if Dobby did not warn Harry about the Chamber of Secrets, or rather trying to keep him from going to school, one thing that I think would happen differently is because Dobby isn't intervening with Harry's school life, basically, I think first of all, Dobby not being there, I think Harry would be better off as far as living with the Dursleys. Because if Dobby isn't there intervening, then the cake does not fall on Petunia's head. And if the cake doesn't fall on Petunia's head, then Vernon Dursley doesn't get mad at Harry and start putting bars on his window. That's something that would change if Dobby didn't intervene. I mean, and not only would Vernon not put bars on Harry's window because the cake would not fall on Petunia, because of Dobby, essentially. So not only would that not have happened, but I do think Harry I think Harry would actually receive responses from his letters that in the original timeline he didn't get because of Dobby. So I don't know how much of an effect that would have on the Chamber of Secrets storyline, or even the storyline of Harry Potter in general. I don't know how it would affect the storyline in general, because the only thing because from what I saw, there's only two things that Dobby's intervention did as far as the story progression goes, and that is it made Uncle Vernon put bars on Harry's window, and it also made it to where Harry wasn't receiving messages from his friends. So So I don't know exactly how big of an impact it would have. All you, so anyone who's wondering what would happen if Dobby didn't warn Harry about Hogwarts during the Chamber of Secret events, that's what I think would happen. What do you guys think? Do you think it would affect the story if Dobby didn't intervene? Or do you think it wouldn't affect? Do you agree with me? Do you think it wouldn't affect the story that much? Because I don't think it would affect the story that much. I think it would just affect how Vernon responds to Harry, and I think it it would actually make it to where his windows don't get barred, and I also think Harry would be receiving letters from his friends during that summer. So, what do you guys think? Do you think it would have a bigger impact than just those two things? Or do you think it wouldn't have much of an impact the way I think it won't have much of an impact? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you later.